Hey, what up, yo? It's Cam. Welcome back to the channel. So I know for a while AI has been the big talk for a lot of different things, especially in music. So this article I came across really hits home for me because I am a musician at heart. Let's go ahead and check it out. So the headline reads: Spotify has been filling your recommendations with fake artists and music it barely pays for, according to an in-depth report. So I have not read this article yet, but this just sounds like money. At the end of the day, it all comes down to money. How can they pay artists, producers, musicians, engineers? How can they pay everyone less and have a wider profit margin? At the end of the day, it always comes down to that. Now, how they do it constantly changes. And it sounds like they have found yet another way um, to make this happen. I don't know how, but it sounds like a big part of it is AI. And I think as time goes on, we're going to continue to see how AI is affecting every industry, movies, film, education, automotive industry. And one of the biggest ways that I've noticed is music. Um, I'm really big into the industries of finance because I worked in finance for so long, and music because I'm a musician at heart and I do make music. So this really hits home. One of the biggest ways that I've seen AI really take effect is music. So it reads: Who makes the music you're streaming? On some Spotify playlists, it might not be who you think. A bombshell new report in Harper's Magazine says that a program called Perfect Fit Content (PFC) for short is stuffing some playlists with cheaply produced music. So that definitely sounds like AI. They have um, they have a few programs in which you can just type in prompts, just like they do for like image generators. So you can type in prompts and then generate literally any image you can think of. You can generate it on the spot. They have prompts like that for music as well. So this is what it sounds like. So it sounds like they're partnering with some sort of AI program or a company to um, to generate some of these music playlists and these playlists instead of the actual artists and producers that are actually making they're actually making the music. That's what it sounds like to me. See, the report goes into great detail, but here's the short version. Rather than give individual artists, yeah, okay, so it sounds like we got it right. Um, Rather than give individual artists some much needed exposure in some playlists, Spotify is Spotify is buying in music from production companies who effectively make musical wallpaper. It's music it's music that's designed specifically to sound quite like other people's music and to cost Spotify as little as possible. So yeah, that sounds exactly like what we're saying. Yeah, they partner with these companies. They probably are invested in some of these companies they're partnering with. Um, and they're using AI and these prompts to generate music that sounds like real artists, but they're probably using real artists' music to train the AI models. Is what they're doing is usually what it sounds like. And then Spotify's own employees are giving that music undue prominence in playlists at the expense of other artists. Yeah, yeah. So the real artists and musicians are the people that suffer in these cases because we are the ones taking hours and hours and hours to make the music. And you put your heart, your soul, your passion, and all this work, um, blood, sweat, tears into your music, into your art, just for it to be suppressed by um, Spotify pushing your music down the playlist to replace it with more than likely AI trained music. Yeah. Um, That's good for Spotify's bottom line because it means even less money is going to musicians. Many music production companies pay a small flat fee without major future royalty payments going to the musicians. But as Harper's report argues, it raises worrying questions for all of us who listen to music. Let's see. What are Where are the ghost musicians on Spotify? Are one The playlists are ones primarily designed to be listened to in the background. Think chill instrumental beats and lo-fi house. Okay, so yeah, so Most of the music that I listen to, especially while doing work at home, um, that's my go-to. Lo-fi, chill. I love that. And there's a lot of really, really, really good, talented lo-fi artists that I like to listen to. And the crazy thing is, who knows? I might have been listening to some AI trained lo-fi music the whole time, didn't know, but most of the time, I know, I know. But hey, there's a lot of times where they probably snuck it in and I had no idea. Let's see. And the music is being pushed into those playlists to make each playlist more profitable, i.e., to make it pay less to musicians, as Harper's Liz Pelly puts it. The idea is simple: why pay full royalties if people are only half listening? The problem with that is that Spotify's idea of what constitutes a background music is what many of us will call jazz, well, music. Think ambient music, classical music, electronica, jazz, lo fi beats, you get the idea. The reason this is a problem is because there's already tons of ambient, classical, electronica, jazz, lo-fi beats, and other music on Spotify. And if that's being pushed down the playlist in favor of music Spotify has bought, and specifically because it's generic but cheaper, that's going to damage not just the careers of musicians in those genres, but also the genres themselves. I agree. I agree. As they continue to do this, it's just going to water down music. So you start to water down and ruin the um, the profitability and the money of these musicians because you're pushing them down the playlist and you are replacing their music with music that you're creating from these production companies. Um, and then not only that, eventually at some point you do that long enough, you are going to ruin the genre. So it sounds like they're starting with some of these genres like they mentioned electronica, jazz, lo-fi, but at the same time, they are cheapening the genre. You're cheapening the genre because you're not including I don't know if they're including all the elements and all the nuances of some of these jazz and lo-fi things that we love, that musicians love and that people love to listen to. And that's why some of these genres became big in the first place. So at some point, it starts with watering down and ruining the musicians themselves, the artists and the producers themselves. At some point, you keep doing this long enough, you're going to ruin the genre itself, and that's really alarming. Spotify had long marketed itself as the ultimate platform for discovery, and who was going to get excited about discovering a bunch of stock music? Artists have been sold the idea that streaming was ultimate mediocrity, that the best would rise to the top because users voted by listening. But the PFC program undermined all of this. Pillay adds, however, that Spotify denies that staffers were encouraged to add PFC playlists. Of course they do. Uh, to the playlist editors were discontent with the program. I recommend reading the full piece and the quotes from editors as well as Spotify's responses to individual elements to form your own opinion. And now there's AI, of course. So when you look at Spotify through this lens and embrace its embrace of AI, Spotify's boss, Danique Eck, Danique Eck, whose net worth is higher than any musician who ever lived, is very excited about it. Start to look a lot less fun. Is the goal of AI really to improve your listening experience, or is it to stream the musical equivalent of crappy AI images? We know that AI systems have been using what trained using what artists and artist organizations would characterize as widespread and blatant copyright infringement in order to churn out copies of the same artist's work. It might not be as good, but it's cheaper. Okay, that's pretty much about it. That's pretty much about it. So yeah, this is not a good look, in my humble opinion. We're just getting closer and closer to where it's going to be hard to tell. Are you listening to an actual musician or are you listening to AI? So let me know what y'all think. Do y'all care about this? Is this not a big deal? Are we just overreacting? Is this going to be good? It's going to be bad? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. And if you guys have any other ideas you all want me to cover on this channel, definitely let me know as well. But thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. All right, peace.